Greetings everyone and welcome. Today I'm looking at the exotic auto rifle, the Zhalo Supercell. This weapon falls under the similar archetype as the Monte Carlo and Fabian strategy, in that it's a high rate of fire, low impact auto rifle with 36 rounds in the magazine. So let's go over the perks. Its exotic perk is Zhalo Supercell. Arc projectiles have a chance to chain lightning when enemies are close together. Honestly, this isn't as great as it sounds, mainly because it doesn't proc every single time. It only has a chance to chain lightning, so it hardly ever benefits you, especially in PvP. The only time that I can see this even being remotely useful in PvP is in game modes such as Clash and Control, when enemies are grouped together, and even still, it's not guaranteed to proc. However, in PvE, this is a fantastic perk for ad control and clearing out smaller enemies, such as groups of thralls and acolytes. What makes this perk even better in PvE is the way it synergizes with the Zhalo Supercell's other exotic perk, which I'll come to in a moment. So, in the first column of perks, we have CQB Ballistics, greatly reduced recoil, significant penalty to range, smart drift control, predictable and controllable recoil, penalty to range, and aggressive ballistics, more predictable recoil, enhanced impact, shorter range, and more recoil. Out of these three perks, I'd say Smart Drift Control is the way to go, because it makes the recoil more controllable, whereas Aggressive Ballistics decreases stability and only increases the damage by 1 point in PvP. Normally body shots do 16 damage and headshots do 20 damage, with Aggressive Ballistics, body shots do 17 damage and headshots do 21 damage. As for CQB Ballistics, well, that does practically nothing. The next perk is Persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. Now, this is actually a really good perk for this gun. It really suits the playstyle of this weapon and allows you to keep your shots on target. It definitely helps out a ton in PvP. In the second column of perks, we have Hammer Forged, improved range and accuracy, Rifled Barrel, increased range, slower reload, and Braced Frame, increased stability, reduced magazine size. For this column, I'd say Hammer Forged is your best choice. The range increase provided by Rifled Barrel doesn't really help the gun out as much as I'd like, and it decreases the reload speed, which with this weapon is really important as you're going to be reloading a lot. Braced Frame isn't too bad of an option as it does almost max out the stability, but remember, this weapon does have Persistence to increase the stability when dealing damage. Braced Frame does also decrease the magazine size from 36 rounds to 28. 28 rounds is doable, but those 8 rounds can make a difference in some situations. So that's why I'd say Hammer Forged is the best option here. And the other exotic perk is called Bolts from the Blue. Double kills with this weapon charge a small amount of super energy and return ammo to the magazine. Now this perk, along with the Chain Lightning perk, is fantastic. Double kills return ammo based on how many rounds you have left in the magazine. The less ammo you have, the more you get back. From a few tests, it seems the most amount of ammo you can get back at once is 18 rounds, so that's half the magazine. If you have around 28 or more rounds left, you receive about 10 more rounds. So with large groups of low level enemies, you can just unload the entire magazine until they're all dead, and the Chain Lightning perk allows you to secure more double kills, thus granting you more ammo. Plus it increases your super energy, which is a nice bonus for getting those supers up faster. As for PvP on the other hand, it's pretty much useless since you'll rarely ever get double kills with this weapon, and with 36 rounds in the magazine, that only makes it more difficult. It is possible to get 2 kills with a single clip, but you'd have to hit nearly every single shot, and to get a double kill, you'd have to do it within a short span of time. With that in mind, this weapon is definitely more of a PvE weapon. However, that's not to say that it's worthless in PvP. I've got to say, I've been doing quite well with this weapon in the Crucible lately. It's actually really fun to use. It performs best in close quarters situations and does nicely at mid-range as well in one-on-one engagements, although you'll want to pick your fights carefully. Try to avoid taking on more than one person at once as you're almost guaranteed to lose, despite the Chain Lightning perk. Compared to the Monte Carlo, it has the same rate of fire, impact and magazine size, but Monte Carlo is slightly better in terms of range, stability and reload speed, so Monte Carlo will be the better option for PvP, although there isn't a massive difference in stats, so it really doesn't matter which one you use. And compared to the Fabian strategy, it also has the same rate of fire and impact, however Fabian strategy has slightly less range, stability and slower reload speed, but it has 40 rounds in the magazine, 4 more than the Zhalo Supercell. Again, there isn't a major difference, but the Fabian strategy's low stability does hurt the gun, and so I'd say Zhalo Supercell is better. In terms of aesthetics, the Supercell is a really cool weapon. This weapon was originally a pre-Golden Age weapon, modified by a Guardian with whatever parts they could salvage in the wild, and you can tell that by the electricity that surrounds the barrel and the worn down rusted frame. This weapon is supposed to be based off the AK-47, you can even see the initials of its creator and the year this weapon was created engraved in the back of the gun. It says EK97, EK are the initials and 97 is the year. Overall, the Zhalo Supercell's main strengths lie in PvE. It's an excellent weapon for clearing out adds and other low level enemies, and whilst it isn't as good as the Monte Carlo in PvP, it's still a viable weapon and just a really fun gun to use. So thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, positive ratings are greatly appreciated, and I'll talk to you next time.